comfortable for you. We'll start on our knees. We won't be here for long. And at any time, we can tuck our toes under into toes pose, just to give our toes a little bit of an extra stretch on the balls of the feet. And allowing our hands just to fall open however and wherever. Our box breathing today will be 6 breaths in, 6 breaths pause, 6 breaths exhale, 1 breath pause. So 6, 6, 6, 1. So we'll start slowly, inhaling through the nose for 6, holding at the top for 6, exhaling for 6, and pausing for 1, and then start all over again with the inhale for 6, holding at the top for 6, exhaling for 6, pausing for 1, and repeating. Go to your rhythm, your 6, starting to feel the muscles in our faces relax. Our shoulders are falling away from the ears. And just feeling the contact of our bodies on the mat underneath us. Inhaling for 6, holding at the top for 6, exhaling for 6, and pausing for 1, repeating, going to your 6, whether it's your heartbeat, time on a clock. Deep belly breathing. And slowly starting to activate our Ujayi breath. Breathing into the back of the throat. Exhaling like Darth Vader. Warm air coming through the nostrils. Do one more box all the way around, this time setting an affirmation for today's practice and the week ahead. Whatever word comes into your mind first, putting that into a sentence. I am powerful, I am calm, I am strong, I have grace or tolerance, patience, whatever resonates with you today. Back to the room, the scents and smells and sounds around us will come up on our toes. Oh, tuck them under. And we're starting today with our arms right by our sides. Our elbow is going to be dug right into the side of our body, grabbing onto the wrist so the wrist isn't moving. We're all about dynamic tension today. We're going to develop some more mobility and strength, but lots of dynamic tension. So drawing those shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades are together. We're nice and tall here. If it gets uncomfortable on the toes, you're welcome to come into a high kneeling position as well, whatever works for you. And with the fingers closed, the thumb is tucked right in, we're slowly going to just turn that wrist, the fingers pointing up to our faces, and slowly rotating the hand as fast as you can. It's not going to be as easy as you think because we're trying to keep the wrist nice and steady. Trying to get as full a range of motion as possible by keeping dynamic tension throughout the body, through the abdomen, tucking the hips and the glutes underneath our bodies, squeezing those glutes, engaging the core and the quadriceps. Let's go the other direction, trying to get those fingertips all the way down, trying to work that hand around in a circle. Keeping the fingertips close together, keeping up our dynamic tension throughout the body. We'll go one more time. Bring both hands together, press the back of the hands together, making fists. And let's reset our tension. And with the other side now, grabbing onto the wrist, flexing that hand, pointing it up towards our faces and rotating it around in one direction. Again, our entire body is as rigid and tense as possible. Trying to get as full a range of motion as possible. Let's change directions. As if we're pointing a laser beam around the room. Last time. And bring those hands back together. Make some fists. Stretching it out at the wrists. Good. Good. We're coming down onto all fours into cat-cow. Hands are directly underneath our shoulders. Knees are stacked underneath the hips. Leading with the tailbone. Feet are flat on the mat behind. And slowly sinking the tailbone down. Drawing our heads up. Deep breath in. And then doing the reverse, starting at the tailbone, curling those sit bones down towards the mat. One vertebrae at a time, neck and head. Going to the speed of our own breath. Slowly warming up our spines. And the power of our breath. Pressing our hands into the mat for some good grounding. And rotating the triceps in towards the body so the inside of the elbows are facing forward. Engaging the abs as we squeeze and look back towards our feet. Do 2 more. Once we come back to neutral, we'll wag our tails looking back, one side of the feet and then the other. Slowly getting a little bit of lateral flexion here. Gentle side bend, crunching into one side, breathing through the motions. One more on each side. And come onto our butts. Well, first off, we'll keep one knee tucked in. The other leg is going to be hugged into the chest. Foot is flexed. We're nice and tall. Again, we're going to reset our dynamic tension, lifting that foot off the mat. Our sit bones are nice and firm. And here, so our shoulder blades are squeezing together at the back. Bodies are nice and tall. We're pointing the toes up to our face. And again, we're going to rotate that foot at the ankle. Try not to do the same thing with your face and your eyes. Nice and tall. Keeping the abdomen tucked in, scrunching. Good. Anyone else cricking and cracking? We'll switch directions. A little proprioception here. Bringing our awareness to that ankle joint. Good. Let's release that leg and do the same thing with the other. Tucking the opposite foot in. Reset our tension on the body. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Flexing the toes up. Shoulder blades are in towards the spine, and then slowly start rotating that foot around. Other direction changing here. Last time around. Good. Now bringing our feet together. Palms of the feet are together. As if there's a piece of paper between the feet. The goal is to press the feet together. And we're bringing our arms to the inside of the thighs here, just about 2 inches down from the knees, grabbing onto the ankles, pressing the arms into the legs and the legs up into the arms. So once again, setting our shoulders back, shoulder blades are together along the spine, and then pressing in both directions. Arms are pressing down, breathing through it. The abdomen is nice and firm. Pressing, pressing, pressing. Pressing up with the legs, down with the arms. Five more seconds here. Breathing through it. Activate that parasympathetic nervous system as we fire up the nervous system. And releasing the legs, pressing them down to the floor. You'll create a little bit of space between the legs and the arms now. Pressing those legs towards the floor. Likely not going to get those knees to the floor. That's all right. There's no goal here. And flutter the legs out. Oh, hey, we'll do that one more time. Good. So hands back on the ankles. We reset our shoulders, shoulder blades nice and tall. Abdomen is engaged. Pressing the arms into the legs and the legs up into the arms. Breathing through it. Filling your abdomen with air. Opening that container. Rib cages are going laterally as they fill with breath. Pressing, pressing. 5 more seconds. And press the knees away towards the ground, creating a little bit of space again between the arms and the legs. And release. Ah, happy days. Flutter. Great. We're going to slowly transition to standing. So up on our feet we go. Nice and gentle transition here. We're going to do a couple of dynamic squat sets. So hips are going to be just a little bit wider than hip width. Enough so that you can crouch down. So the goal is to inhale, lift up. Exhale, squat down. We're going to open up with one arm, plant that one, open up with the other arm, and rise up again. Go to your speed. Try to drive them into the ground. So you can open up the feet a little bit wider if needed. There you go. At your speed, there's no rush, but we're slowly warming up the entire body with this one. So inhale, exhale, forward fold, squat all the way down, opening up on one side, lower, open on the other, lower, inhale, rise all the way up, hands to heart. Let's try that again. Inhale, exhale, hinge, sinking down, open on one side, lower, open on the other, lower, and rise all the way up. Go to your speed and keep breathing through the motions. Two more. Deeper range of motion with each rotation as we warm up. Resetting here. Hands to heart. Good. So our next motion will be a single leg. We're going to bring our leg up to 90 degrees, flexing the foot. Rotating like our soccer open and close. We'll rotate and circle all the way around that hip joint. And then step back into a reverse curtsy. Full range of motion here. So taking our time, flexing the foot 90 degrees, rotating all the way around, and reverse curtsy. If the reverse curtsy is just not accessible for you, that is fine. Find a flow that works for you. Touching down as and when needed. Really focusing our mind, creating new patterns, mobility, and strength. Good. Bodies are now recreating those neural pathways to the mind. Hey, good job, shake it out. You know what's coming next. Other side. All right, so resetting. Other leg, bringing it up to 90, flexing that foot. Rotating around. You may notice that this hip is a little bit tighter or even looser. Honor your body. Go to your own rhythm. Strength and mobility. Every day we practice. We challenge ourselves. And we do our best. No expectations, no judgment, and no competition. Great. Bringing the arms all the way down towards our sides, nice and tight, keeping the armpit connected to the arm, really close. We're going to lift our right arm up over top of the shoulder. So palm is going to be facing the leg. Slowly lifting, we're going to cross the body to start, and all the way up and around, keeping the tension on the rest of the body. The abdomen is scrunched in together. We're rotating the palm out and slowly bringing that arm down, trying to breathe through the motion. Bringing that hand back to the side of the body. Deep breath in, reset our tension. Right side is down at the body. The opposite arm will lift across. Every part of the body is tight and engaged. Rotate that palm out. Bring it all the way back down to the side of the body. We'll go in the opposite direction, again with the other arm. So starting and pushing backwards this time. Flexing every muscle, engaging the quads, abdomen. Off we go. Rotate the arm. Bringing it all the way back up over the shoulder. Rotate that hand, palm is facing in again, lowering it down. Reset the tension, other arm. Pressing it back, rotating that palm when needed. Slowly lowering it back down to the body. Pausing here, our next leg exercise. Again, we're going to start with that first leg 90 degrees. We're going to come all the way through, back to 90. Hamstring stretch, scoop the arms, and reset. We'll switch legs, okay? So 90 degrees, flexing the foot, come all the way out, shooting the legs and the arms parallel to the floor. 90 degrees. Hamstring stretch, reset, other leg. Going to your speed again. Good warm up of the body here. Good mobility. Building strength in our legs. Two more on each leg. ourselves a few arm hugs, cross body, left over right, right over left. Slowly arching and curling a little bit deeper each time. Two more. Good. Resetting. Feet again are underneath the hips. And we'll do our skiers. This time we'll come up on our toes. So you can make fists as if we're grabbing clouds and pulling them down from the sky. We'll ski back, come up on your toes. You feel that you can maintain your stability doing so, right? So inhaling up, grab those clouds, ski them back. Go to your speed, your breath, as vigorously or as gently as you would like today. Feel the power running through those legs. Good exhalation as we throw those clouds down. Four more. Get those ankles involved. As much height as you can. Finding our stability. Looking good. One more. Yeah. Arms up. Grabbing onto the left wrist and lateral flexion here. Breathing into that container. Expanding outwards to the sides. Keeping our heads neutral, feeling our heart rates pound. Rising back up, grabbing onto the opposite wrist. Deep breath, lifting and bending. Trying not to rotate the pelvis. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reset. Good. So skaters, we did this last week. We're going to do it very gently today. So we're stepping to one side and stepping out. Stepping, it's not a reverse curtsy. We're really going to start to activate a small hop in between. Tap down the toes. Activating the muscles in each leg, slowly sticking when you're ready, as much momentum as you like, hopping left to right, gentle hop, tapping down, feel the energy in our legs, powering our motion with our breath. One more on each side. And we'll come into a low squat here all the way down, pressing the triceps into the knees. Good. 2 more leg exercises. Reset. Stilling our minds and our breath on our inhale, we'll rise up. Good. And we're doing a simple march. We're getting our one arm and opposite leg. Just march nice and gentle. No stress here. Knee comes up to 90 degrees. You can slowly even lift the arm above the shoulder. Two more on each side. We're going to do a toe tap, bringing whatever knee is in front. Opposite hand comes to toe, drive through with that knee. Opposite hand comes to toe, drive through. Find whatever balance and swing works for your arms. Try to find your grounding in your foot, having each of the four corners of the foot pressing into the mat. Finding our grounding and stability from the foot upwards. Two more. Good. Shake it out. Good job. I should have said 3 or 4 more. You'd have made it. You'd have made it. All right, opposite leg. Lifting to 90. And again, starting from the ground up. Two more. Great. And give that a shake. Hey. Good. Good time for a water break, and we're on the mat for the rest of it. You'll be happy to hear. Good. So starting off in a plank position, we will eventually end up on our backs, I promise. Not so fast. We're doing scapula presses. So a very minute motion, pressing in and up away from the ground and then lowering down. Pressing up and lowering down. We're keeping our bodies still in a plank. Torso is parallel to the floor. Find your breath. Squeezing the scapula together. As we lower, you're probably feeling your quadriceps engage, your abdomen, maybe even your glutes. Totally good. All that dynamic tension in our bodies today. We're radiating. Today's practice is all about radiation. 2 more. Good. And from here, we're stepping into a lunge and opening up and rotating. Step back into our plank, opposite leg lunge, open up and rotate. You can also do this on your knees if you would prefer. You could lower the knee down to the mat even. Whatever works best for your body today. Slowly getting more of a range of motion as we rotate up. Allowing that hip to open up, sink in. Let's do 2 more on each side. legs into a child's pose. Toes are touching. Sinking down to the mat, melting our hearts, our arms and our chests down. Catching our breath. Deep breaths in, expanding our rib cages laterally. Drawing ourselves up forward, pressing those hands into the mat. We'll lower all the way down. Bellies are touching. I'll spare the chaturangas today. Save them for next week. So we'll do our Supermans here. Extending our arms all the way out forward. We'll lift up, arms, W them, and press back down. Again, one alternative is to also engage the QL, the lower back, and the glutes. Options are endless. Taking a break as needed. Two more. Pausing here. Bringing our hands underneath our heads and just rolling our foreheads left to right. Stillness in our bodies, and we'll extend our arms back out in front of us. This time with one arm and the opposite leg. Lift and squeeze, lower, lift the opposite arm and leg, and lower. Neutral neck. Our eyes are gazing down towards the mat. We're swimming Supermen here, Superwomen. Two more on each side. Breathing through it. And pausing, allowing our chest to come back down towards the mat. Taking a few deep breaths here. Enjoying the moment of having stopped feeling our bodies in contact with the mat below. And just identifying any sensations we may have in the body. Bringing our hands underneath our shoulders, we'll press back up into plank, curling our toes under our shins. It doesn't have to look like anything spectacular. Peel up and plank. Come all the way onto our butts. Yay for that. Lowering down nice and start in tables, and then we'll end up completely on the floor. So hands will be directly underneath our shoulders. We'll do a table pull through. So normally we are going to ground our feet in first. Normally we'll exhale and press up and then sink back down. This time we're going to drive through the heels and do a pendulum. If at any time you want to come down, take the load off your wrist, please do. All right. Deep breaths in, exhale up. Get a good stretch in the forearms. Drive through, inhale. Press up with the exhale. Go to your speed, your breath. Those abs are engaged, trying to make a tabletop, bringing the hips up towards the sky. Feel that dynamic tension in the upper body, glutes. All the way back down into staff pose here, ensuring that the sit bones are on the mat, and we'll just reach forward towards the feet, allowing our heads to hang, chin to chest. Flexing those feet, getting a nice stretch all the way back from the glutes through the hamstrings and down the calf muscles. Back up. I'm going to throw the wild thing at you, so scooching to one edge of the mat. We'll tuck the opposite leg into a figure four. The goal is to have the knee on the mat. That's going to protect your knee from being on the hard floor. Hand again is directly under the shoulder. I'm going to hinge up, pressing the pelvis towards the sky, engaging the glutes. A little bit of extra glute work here today. So on the exhale, we'll press up. Deep breaths in. Exhale, pressing up, lifting that arm over the head. Inhale, sink back down. We'll repeat this. Going to the flow of our breath. Pressing the hips forward, getting as much of a back bend as you feel you're capable of today. Grounding that opposite foot, the left foot into the mat. Driving the energy through that right arm. Taking our time. More. And reset out of that. Oh, give our knees a little hug, tuck them all the way into our chests, wrapping the arms around, rolling out that lower back. Counter stretch to what we were just doing. Deep breaths in, help massage along the spine. And we'll reset to the other side. Making sure that the knee first is on the mat. And then aligning the other leg, the shoulder and hand underneath the shoulder. And when you're ready, start pressing up on the exhales. Inhale, filling the lungs. Exhale, rising up, planting that right foot. Listening to our bodies. not pushing beyond our capacity. Do 2 more. Good breathing, good Ujayi breath. Last one. Inhale, reset. Bring those knees in one more time. Give them a big hug. And we'll slowly lower down onto our backs into our hip bridges. Got two more exercises, moves. So slowly lowering down. Right. Yeah. So feet, as normal, are 90 degrees, hip width apart. On the exhale, we'll press ourselves up. On the inhale, lowering 1 vertebrae at a time. And we'll come back down. Up we go as if there's a string drawing our pelvis up to the sky. Lowering down 1 vertebrae at a time. Good. Reset. Inhale, driving through those feet, pressing up, engaging the glutes at the top. And then lowering down with your breath. Holding as long as you like at the top and at the bottom. And if you'd like to get your arms engaged, you are welcome to. Lifting the arms as we float down. And floating the arms back as our pelvis floats up. Finding a flow that works for us. Do your box breathing here. 4 breaths up, 4 pause, 4 down, 4 pause, 5, 6, 8. Whatever works. Allowing the neck to be loose. Chin is moving towards our chest. Do 2 more. Reset back to neutral. This time pressing our feet over top of our hips when you're done. No rush, taking our time. Right. And making fists with our hands, we're going to stick our fists up in the air as well. Ha-ha. So the left leg will lower and the right leg will lower. We're doing our straight leg dead bugs here. So if this isn't comfortable, please feel free to make your legs 90 degrees, and you can bring your arms down to the floor. Oh my arms are all wonky. They're all over the place. Don't mind me. I'm moving. That's what matters. Keeping our abs engaged. Drawing energy. Finding our breath and our rhythm. Don't worry about what you look like if you might be wobbling. You're with me. Two more. And we'll tuck those knees back into our chest, lifting our chest off the mat, drawing our head towards the knees, bringing those hip flexors close together. Bringing our feet back down to the mat. One leg crosses over top of the knee. We'll thread the needle through. And you're welcome to rock side to side or forward and back. A little massage of the lower back. You may feel this helps open up the IT band that runs from the lower back to the knee, on the outside of the leg. Wiggle around those feet. Again, rolling the ankles. Crick, crack, crick, crack. Doing a slight spinal twist here, grabbing on to the top of that floating foot, bringing it down to the mat. Letting the bottom foot fall towards the floor. And again, here you can butterfly that leg, pulsing it away. If it feels good for your hip joint. Or any other type of twist that you prefer. Gentle. You could even pretzel the legs if you feel that that helps get into a deeper twist. And look over the opposite shoulder. Trying to keep our shoulder blades on the mat here. Out of that, let's switch legs. Opposite ankle over opposite knee, thread through. And rocking side to side, forward and back. Grabbing onto that upper foot, bringing it down towards the floor, looking over the opposite shoulder. Butterfly that leg away. If it feels good on your hip socket, pretzel your legs. Choose some sort of a twist that works for you. Good. Pressing the shoulder blades against the mat. Opa. Deep breaths in to help massage the muscles along the spine. Resetting back to neutral whenever you're ready, or in a fetal position, whatever is comfortable for you to finish in today. Adding any final movements you might like in between. Coming into whatever constructive rest pose that you choose today. Reflecting on our affirmation, any intention we may have set at the beginning of class. Being thankful for the ability to practice here today, to join together in a supportive and loving community. With smiles on our faces, we give thanks for something that may have happened to us today, something that made us smile or that we're grateful for. Whenever you're ready to come back to reality, curl up into your little ball, roll over, press up, and take this new energy and focus with us through the weekend and days ahead.